Hey, welcome to Cow-Free Kicks. On this channel I review leather-free sneakers only, and this video is all about the DIADORA SESTRIERE-XT 2. Welcome to the channel. If you've not seen one of my videos before, I always look into 5 different categories I think are really important when you're making that decision into buying a new pair of shoes. And then at the end of the video, I will give these DIADORA SESTRIERE-XT 2s an overall rating out of 5 stars. And don't forget, if you do like what you see as you're going along, please do not forget to take the time to click that little thumbs up like button below on your device. And whilst you're down there, if you've not done so already, please do subscribe to the channel. So let's start this review off as we always do by checking these out on feet. Currently available in 3 different colorways via the DIADORA website. These DIADORA SESTRIERE-XT 2s are a follow-on from the DIADORA Equipe Sestriere-XTs that were released last year, and you can also find that review on my channel. Now those shoes, the Equipe Sestriere-XTs, are a shoe that I wear every day as a lifestyle shoe as well as a trail runner, because I think they just transition so well from a trail run shoe to a lifestyle shoe based on the way that they look. And these are absolutely no different. Now let's talk about the things that are the same as the previous version, and that is the midsole unit for the shoe. It's still the amazing speckled and really ruggedly cut DIADORA Anima foam midsole unit, and the outsole is still the Duratec 5000, incredibly rugged outsole for the shoe based on the ibex hoof as well. So you've got different grades of harder and softer rubberized material on the outsole, which means that it's great for every type of surface underfoot. Now the upper of the sneaker is where the main changes are. Now with the previous version, you got more of a kind of high-rise TPU mudguard and toe protector at the front of the toe box. With this version, you still get some TPU mudguard detailing that runs up the side of the shoe for durability, but at the front of the sneaker, you've got some very soft to the touch, almost faux suede TPU detailing as the toe box protector at the front of the sneaker, and then the detailing of the TPU overlays on top of this brand new recycled mesh on the upper of the sneaker, slightly different places. So you've got it on the middle of the toe box here where it was ruggedly cut on the previous version. You've still got huge DIADORA branding on the outside of the sneaker. The main differences with the upper are they're now using recycled polyester mesh, and they're using virgin fabric materials as well on the upper, which is obviously an upgrade on the materials that we used on the previous version, and they have changed the look slightly. It's a little bit less aggressive on the upper than it was on the previous version, which I don't mind at all. I do think that the previous version did look a little bit better with the upper, but this version here does have some nice additions. Like you've got some embroidered branding detailing towards the end of the DIADORA brand logo as it moves towards the heel of the foot. Towards the heel now, you've got this hardened TPU honeycomb effect detailing that runs around the heel cup for the sneaker. The inside of the shoe, an exact mirror of the outside of the sneaker. You've now got some new DIADORA branding on the tongue of the shoe as well, and the tongue of the sneaker now is also sewn in about 3/4 of the way down. So rather than the previous tongue that was just more free flowing inside the sneaker, the new tongue is sewn in, and you've also got this little strap here at the top of the tongue, just in the middle, that pulls in that strapping just to make it a little bit more secure and tight on top of your feet. And one thing I noticed as well, that it also feels a little bit more snug around the heel cup as well. It feels a little bit more hardened, so when your feet are in there, it does feel a little bit more secure. Overall, I think they look absolutely amazing, and I definitely think you can get away with these as an everyday lifestyle sneaker because they look so rugged and different, and they've got a nice amount of things going on without it being too much. Now let's move on to their comfort, where I want to put this to the test on my back doorstep. This is where these DIADORAs really come into their own, and that's because they've got this DIADORA Anima midsole unit. Any pair of DIADORA shoes that has this foam technology in it is going to be incredibly comfortable underfoot, and that is no different with these Sestriere-XT2s, even with the fact you've got this incredibly rugged outsole unit and with a really deep lugs in it as well to create extra grip. There's no transition loss for me from how comfortable this midsole unit is with the fact it's coupled with this massively rugged outsole unit. Sometimes when shoes have big rugged outsoles, it can take away from the comfort that you get from the midsole, but from toe to heel, especially with this stack height, you get really nice comfort. There's such good energy return with the midsole unit on these. And then when you talk about the upper of the sneaker as well, you've got really nice foam detailing around this exaggerated entry for your foot, which really helps them just slide on because your foot naturally glides down this top part here. And then when you've got the tongue as well, which is nicely padded, I do like the fact that this one's been woven in a little bit because it will stop tongue movement that I find I sometimes experience with the Equipe Sestriere-XTs, but not very often. And then you've got this soft recycled foam mesh that's on the inside of the sneaker as well. Overall, fit-wise for me, they're an absolute true fit. I like my sneakers feeling a little bit snug, especially when it comes to runners. These do fit me absolutely perfectly. I've got perfect UK length, size 10 feet in a Nike size. So if you're going to compare them to any other brands, I'd go with that. They're perfect length for me, and I've got slightly wider than average feet, but you can see the shoe is nice and wide around the toe box, so I didn't experience any type of discomfort from the width at all. Now, if you do not like a snug fit, you might want to go half a size bigger, because I could feel my toes almost touch the end of the shoe, and I don't mind that. Like I said, I like a snug fit, but if you do want a bit more of an open fit and a bit more room, definitely go half a size up. Now, I want to talk more about their weight, where I'm going to pop them on the scales. So these are tipping the scales at 383 grams per shoe. Now that is 16 grams heavier per shoe than the previous version, and that's mainly because I think they've added additional materials to the upper. For example, this hardened TPU detailing with a honeycomb effect towards the heel of the shoe, and then you've got some more heavier fabric around the toe box area, and with the recycled polyester mesh that they've used as well, it does seem a little bit denser and more tightly woven than the previous version, so that's probably where the extra weight is coming from. But overall, for a sneaker that's got this much stack height, this much comfort, this much of a rugged outsole, to get a trail shoe coming in at 383 is a really nice achievement from DIADORA. A little bit disappointing that it is heavier than the previous version, but it is only slightly, and you can see where those extra grams have come from with the additional changes that they've made to the upper of the sneaker. So overall, not a bad weight at all. I consider any shoe around the 350 gram mark and below to be lightweight, and anything above the 400 gram mark to be heavyweight. So it kind of sits towards the heavier side of things more, but you would expect that, especially when you look at how big and chunky the midsole unit is on these. Now moving on to their breathability, where I want to pump the upper full of smoke to see how breathable it is. Great to see the smoke escaping really quickly and in large amounts where the shoe has the exposed recycled polyester mesh towards the toe box and the middle of the foot as well. The additional areas that have the TPU covering in the toe box towards the front of the toe, and the little mudguards on the side with the TPU detailing, didn't let the smoke escape as well because of that extra layer of TPU, but still overall a really nice result and a very nice breathable shoe, considering this recycled polyester mesh looks a little bit denser than the previous material that they used on the Equipe Sestriere-XTs, but overall a really nice result. Now I want to move on to their price. Now these will set you back £170 per pair. Now it's not a bad price. It's not the best price, because I can appreciate for some people that might be quite high for a brand that they might not know much about. But believe me, the amount of comfort that you get from these, and I've been wearing the Equipe Sestriere-XTs for a long time, and that comfort has not gone anywhere. They're still one of the most comfortable pairs of shoes that I own and that I wear regularly. And that's going to be no difference with this shoe as well. The amount of thought and process and everything that's gone into this sneaker, I think for me definitely makes it worthwhile spending that £170. So don't be afraid or be put off if you're not quite sure of who the brand are behind DIADORA, because they do make some incredible incredible shoes. And that's going to bring me on to my overall score for these, which is going to be an easy 5 stars. Now, I do think that the previous versions do look a little bit better, and I'm a little disappointed that they weigh a little bit more, but you can see where that weight has come from. And yes, the price may be some consideration for you if you're not too sure who the brand is, but believe me, that £170 gets you one hell of a bang of a pair of sneakers. So overall, I think 5 stars is a very fair score for these. Now, if you'd like what you've seen, please do not forget to drop some comments below. You can also give me a thumbs up right before you leave and follow me on Instagram, and hopefully I'll see you again for another one soon. Bye.